They may seem like a deal when you're trying to buy a home. We're talking about short sales this morning, but there is a hefty price you may have to pay. Chris Schilling of Turbo Realty here with us this morning. Chris, good morning.
Morning.
So first, let's define short sale. What is it?
A short sale is where the lender's going to accept less than what they're owed in order to help a homeowner make the sale. So, if you have a home and you're underwater, you hear that term a lot, you owe more than what you can sell it for in this current market, you negotiate with the lender in order for them to let you out of it.
Well, why do they do this, first off?
Well, the alternative is that they foreclose on you and then they get the house back, and so they really don't want the house
because
back.
that's going to ultimately cost them more money in the long run.
It costs them a lot of money. Generally for a foreclosure, we're seeing people, because of the backlog, it's taking them a year to 2 years for a foreclosure process plus all the legal fees. And so it's a whole lot easier for them to go ahead and negotiate on the front side and then go ahead and make it amicable for both parties.
Can an individual homeowner do a short sale themselves, or do they need the help of a realtor?
They absolutely can do it themselves, but I wouldn't suggest it. There's so many pitfalls with these things. There's a lot of paperwork. There's different programs that are out there. There's a program that came out in 2007. There's a revamped program that came out in 2010, the Home Affordability Finance Program at HAFA. So there's all these different programs, and if you really don't know how to navigate the waters, it can be very problematic. So you really ought to enlist the help of a professional.
How could a short sale affect a person's credit?
Right. It used to be that you would owe the difference. So say you owed $100,000 on the house and you did a short sale and sold it for $70,000. The $30,000, they basically send you a W-2 just like you earned it like income. And so it was costing homeowners. And so there's a relief act that the government passed where it's not supposed to impact your credit and you're not supposed to get this, additional. But you really need to talk to a tax professional to make sure of what's going to happen and how it could impact both your credit and also your income.
What kind of time frame are we talking there from the moment you start a short sale to when you're all done with it?
Well, and that's one of the problems too. So when you buy them or you sell them, it can take a long time. I'm working on one right now. We're in month 3. The homeowner, the buyer has agreed, the seller has agreed, and now we're waiting for the banks to negotiate. A lot of the time that takes up is whether or not the homeowner had one loan or if they had two, because if there's 2 loans, then the 2 lenders have to negotiate on what it is that they're going to get. And so that second lien holder position can hold things up. So some of these things are taking 2, 3, 4, 5 months. So you have to be patient.
You mentioned it briefly, the HAFA program.
You bet.
What exactly is that?
It's a home affordability program that the government put out in 2010. And what's interesting about it is that it used to be that just the short sale really was a disadvantage to the lender. And so the HAFA program provides for some incentives, some fiscal incentives, some financial incentives for them to receive money back from the government in order to induce them to make this easier for the homeowner. So there's thousands of dollars that the government's giving to the lender in order to help them make this thing work.
So if this sounds like it might be an option for one of our viewers, where do you recommend they go to learn more and get started?
You bet. So Housing and Urban Development has a lot of links on it and PDFs. You ought to talk to a real estate professional. And the biggest thing that I would do is I would make sure that that professional, that this isn't the very first one that they've done. Ask them for references on programs not only that they've accomplished, but also that they've successfully closed, and get references to make sure that you're working with somebody that they've done it before, because there's a lot of pitfalls and you really want to make sure that you're working with a pro.
Chris Schilling, Turbo Realty, a pro indeed, a fountain of information. Thank you, sir.